Good morning everyone. I'm sorry if the traffic is too loud. I shouldn't even say good morning, I think. I think it's like 12 something. It's 12 p.m. I'm currently taking a walk because the sun is out for the first time in like 2 weeks. And I'm not cold because I'm wearing my penny gloves and my dad's hipster hat. And yeah, I just wanted to take a quick second to thank you guys for the comments of my last video. I'm so touched. I don't know what to say. I feel like no matter what I say, it sounds insincere. I don't know. But yeah, I just want to say thank you. I did cry a little while reading those comments. You guys are very supportive. And also with the podcasting thing that I talked about, I got a lot of supportive comments about that as well. This video is just me filming some stuff because I'm inspired at the moment. I'm on a walk, so I'm just filming. Maybe I'll film more today. We'll see what this video turns out to be, but I'm enjoying being more creative and not like stuck to one thing that I need to do. So yeah, thank you, and let's see where this day takes us. I really want to go home and knit. I kind of regret taking this walk. I don't regret it, but I kind of want to go home and knit and drink some tea. But I'm just gonna walk a little bit more and listen to the 1975, of course. So I'm done talking. Oh, no one came by. I'm so happy. Let's go. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to do here, but this is gonna turn into a black cardigan. Currently doing raglan stitches. This is the cardigan number 7, I believe, by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And it's going by so quickly because I'm using 7mm needles.
Är det därför det heter glugg? Är det därför det heter glugg? För att det låter glugg, 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 glugg när man häller i det? Det låter väl bra? Glugg, 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 glugg. Oj.
Okay. First of all, sorry about the lighting. This is Sweden. It is 4 p.m. so it's completely dark. And the way my lights are in my room, they give me... Those are not my under eyes, okay? Good. After my walk, I knitted for only like half an hour. And then I ended up unraveling 2 skeins with my mom. It took hours. So I haven't done a lot of knitting, and I promised myself that I was gonna clean today. I cleaned a lot yesterday, last night. Maybe not clean is the right word, more like organized. That's why we're sitting here, because I haven't talked to you guys, I think, about my new bed. It's knitting related, don't worry, but I remember mentioning it in a video this spring that I wanted this IKEA bed to organize my knitting, and I got it a while ago now, and I've been storing my knits in one of these drawers and it's been fine. I filmed some clips of me wearing my knits today that I finished these last 2 months, and so you can see them, and I'm just gonna fold them in here into my drawer again. while I talk a bit about them, like I said in my last video, not really into the podcast thing anymore, but I want to fill you in on what I've done and things I've finished that I talked about before. And yeah, so I thought I'd do it while I'm gonna fold them and put them away, because I don't think I'm gonna pick them up after that. But there are 2 sweaters that I will not fold right now, because these are going into my mom's closet where they were before. This is my Sunday sweater mohair edition, if you remember it. Oh, I have my glug right next to me. This feels very dangerous, especially with my moby sweater, my white moby sweater. Glug is mulled wine, I think. I don't know if it's the exact same thing. It's delicioso, dude. It's amazing. And this was my first sip this year. It's a Christmas drink. According to people, according to me, it's a fall winter drink. You can drink it all the way. All the time. Whenever you want. It's in a Christmas mug though. Oh, delicious. This is the Sunday Sweater Mohair edition. And I knew when I tried it on the first time, like after I split 4 sleeves, that I was not going to keep this for myself. This is some hand-dyed yarn that I bought from Fru Valborg this spring when she had a summer sale. In the color, it's all in my Ravelry, so check if you want to see more details over there, linked in the description or whatever. It's just not a color for me. It fits my mom way better. I just don't feel comfortable with it, and the fit is not really what I want either. But it turned out pretty, and my mom ended up knitting on this a lot since when I realized I didn't want to wear this. She just knitted plain stockinette on it, so she gets to keep it because I'm not gonna wear it anyway. And one thing that she also gets, which I'm quite sad about, is this. I don't think I even mentioned this in a podcast before. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, this is news for you, I think. My sweater number 15. A goal for me this year was to learn new techniques. I thought we could talk about that in another video. About goals that I set for myself knitting and if I reached them and stuff. Not a knitting goals video, just like talk a bit about it. But one of my goals was cables, and it was super easy. Not a big thing at all. I feel like cables are probably the easiest technique in the knitting world. Super easy, but I think the difficult part maybe is doing cables with at the same time doing other techniques like short rows or something. And this was fun to make. It took me a while because I put it away for a long time. I worked on it for like 5 days in the beginning, and then I let it rest for like 3 weeks, picked it up again, worked a day or 2. So it was quite on and off. The sleeves were super quick. The body was a bit annoying, but it's just basically working in knit 6, purl 3 rib, and then just doing a cable row. The only thing that takes a while is the cable row. But yeah, the fit, I just don't like how it sits on me. I don't really like either how, when I blocked it, one of the cables, yeah, I don't, this fits my mom way better, so she gets to keep it. It's still in the house. I can wear it if I want, but I'm not gonna keep it in my knitting drawer when I don't have that much space. Let's see. Yeah, one thing that I finished while Coffee Dolls was here, we knitted this together, and this was my first ever lace project. My second charted pattern. It was my first time doing lace as well. Super easy. Super fun. My mom is actually, she's gonna cast this on tonight with some yarn that she bought. So I talked her through charts today. Taught her how to do it, and I like this one. One thing I didn't do with this was put an elastic thread in the neckline, and I always do that before blocking. Forgot, so it's super stretched out. So I need to do that, do some surgery. But yeah, this is a medium. I was thinking of doing a large first. I'm glad I didn't, because it's huge, but I love it. I love the color, and this has made me completely only want to knit in brown yarn. I love it so much. It's like a really nice neutral. And then one thing that I finished that I did not want to talk about at all because I love it, but I get so upset. I finally, when Copy Dolls was here in September, 2 months ago now, what the hell, I finally got a hold of some fat mohair and I made a marble sweater. Now this does not look good in photos or in the camera. Of course it looks good, right? But I'm gonna have to wear this to work multiple times and you have to come there and meet me, please, just so that you can see how this looks in real life, because it's magical. It's just something else. When I knitted it, this was definitely a project that I made for the yarn, that I really wanted to work with the yarn and that I wanted to have the finished project. I did not enjoy knitting with 10mm needles. My hands were hurting. It wasn't fun. But I stick through it, right? And I blocked it. Blocking it is also a nightmare because it's so thick. I felt like I was pressing out the water for like 30 minutes. Then it had to dry for like 5 days. I went and checked on it every day. On the 5th day, I don't even go to look at it. I'm just in the kitchen. I look to my left and I just see a little hint of pink over there. So I go over and look. And there's little stains of raspberry all over it. Raspberry jam. Someone has obviously spilled raspberry jam on it. There's 4 people in my family. It wasn't me. I don't know who else it was. I'm not gonna get mad. They haven't told me, but it's fine. There were multiple small stains. I got most of them out except for this big pink one. Big pink. I think if you follow me on Instagram, I think you probably expected the stain to be a lot bigger. But for me, that it's just there provokes me so much because it's so obvious to me. Luckily, it's on the back. I had flipped it so it was the right way the night before someone spilled on it, and I'm so grateful for that. But for me, it's just so obvious. And I have been dreaming about this yarn for ever since the marble sweater was released, and I finally got it, and I was just knitting through it. Knitting this project was a nightmare. Blocking it was a nightmare. And for it to get a stain before I even wore it, it was tragic, and I'm still not okay. Every time that I put it on, I try to avoid seeing the back of it because I just get so provoked. And yes, I tried a multiple different things with my stain. There are some things that people have given me tips on that I haven't tried, but I just feel like the stain is like felted at this point. I don't think I can do anything to it. This is my favorite sweater. It is super cold in our house now because of the energy crisis. Europeans, where you at? That marble sweater is not even enough for me. I need like a sweater, a t-shirt under it, and then a jacket on top before going outside. But it's the warmest thing that I own, and I wear it every day, every single day. I even wear it to bed because I'm so cold at night. A sweater that still, I'm so scared with my glug over there in the corner. It still hasn't got a stain, and I've been wearing this also almost every day, and it is my Moby sweater. It's amazing. The fit is amazing. The sleeves are the perfect length. One mistake that I did was not put an elastic thread through this collar before blocking, so I need to do that afterwards because it has stretched. So if you don't do that, do it. It's amazing. It goes by super quickly. It's so worth it. It's absolutely beautiful. This was my first time using heavy merino by Knitting for Olive. Gorgeous. Oh, right. I used Isagi mohair with this as well for the first time. It's super soft when you feel it in the skein. It's still super soft when it's knitted up. If you compare Knitting for Olive mohair and Isagi mohair in skein form, the Isagi mohair is a million times softer, if that's even possible, but it is. It's so soft. But knitted up, I can't tell a difference at all. I think they're the same price. Isagi is not that much more expensive, but it is gorgeous. It's beautiful. If you can't get it, Knitting for Olive mohair is basically the same. But yeah, super happy about this. This is probably, when we talk about all the sweaters and all the things I knit this year, we're gonna have to do a video like that. This is probably gonna be my favorite project. It is perfect. And now I folded everything. Oh, I haven't folded everything. I wore this yesterday as well. If you've seen this before. It's my novice cardigan more edition. One thing that I've also done is put a petiteknit label into all of my petiteknit clothes. My life is together. So yeah, these are the like sweater big projects that I've finished since the last time we talked about all of my projects. But there are more. I've knitted gifts and stuff. I wrote a list of what that is. And those are the penny gloves that I wore this morning. I made a hipster hat for my dad. That's the one I wore this morning. I made that for him as his birthday gift in October. I made a hipster hat to my brother as a Christmas present, but he hasn't gotten it yet. It's a secret. Shh. I also made a gray hipster hat a week ago for my friend Tilda. I made an also hat. I forgot about that one. I made a green also hat for myself, but it's so small. It doesn't fit me. Failure. And I made a Sophie scarf out of the rest of the fat mohair that I had left from my, just to have it knitted up. I was curious how it was gonna look by itself. And if you're curious, I used a 5mm needle for that one, and I could have probably gone up to 6. It's fatty mohair. Fatty.
Fat, fatty.
And yeah, those are the things I finished. I'm gonna have to drink my glögg before it gets cold. Ew. Why does the raisins taste like that? That tastes like bread. I'm just gonna drink. That was disgusting. Ooh. Okay, this is going here. So my knitting corner looks a bit different as well from the last time that you guys saw it, because my grandparents passed away, as you know from the last video. So we cleaned out their apartment, and both me and my brother love old school retro things, right? I only go thrift shopping for furniture and stuff like that, so I got a lot of furniture from them, so I just thought I'd show you how it looks like now. So my yarn cabinet is the same as before, but here I have this big desk, a cheap one that I got off of sale, but now I have this one. And my grandpa used to work at this thing called Götaverket. I don't know, Götaverken, and I don't know how to explain it, but Copy Dolls, you've seen it when we were on the little boat tour in Gothenburg. And this was his favorite table. And it is absolutely perfect because it has this little thing that you can drag out. So I've put my Swift on there, and my winder works on here. And under it I have my needles, books, swatches, and where I keep all my little scrap yarn pieces. And it's been perfect. It doesn't shake at all when you're winding, which sorry about that sound. My previous table did that. I hope you can hear me from over here. But this is also a new thing that I got. So in here, I just have this little box with random things, needles, whatever, right? And then I have my yarn bowl with some crocheted squares, and I don't know what to do with them, so they're in there. Cedar stuff, whatever. I can fit way more in here, but I needed more storage, so that's awesome. It's super pretty. Thank you, Grandma and Grandpa. Oh, by the way, this is also finished for baby Signe. I went home to my cousin yesterday, and Signe was wearing the anchor shirt I made her. Precious. And this is my brother's hipster hat. Maybe this works better. I don't know, it's a fucking hat. It doesn't matter. This is my grandma's sewing machine that I got to keep. I don't know, I've always wanted to learn to sew, but I didn't want to buy a sewing machine because it's quite a commitment. So my aunt and my mom let me keep it. I just gotta learn. I'm the one in charge. If people need something sewed, I'm the one in charge now, not my grandma. So one goal for next year is to learn how to sew, because I have a hard time finding dresses and stuff that fit me. So it's gonna be a good thing for me as well, but I promise not to make my channel into a sewing channel. I don't know if I can promise that, but no, knitting is my #1 hobby. But I think it will be good for me to have another hobby, because if my wrists start hurting, I don't know what to do when I can't knit. So then maybe I can sew a dress or something. I don't know. But I think that was it. No, one more thing. So this was a chair that my grandma had. It's a wool chair. It has this on it right now, but it's beautiful and it's super comfortable. And I have this thing under it that I rest my feet at, and I've been knitting here every night, and it's perfect. So I guess it's kind of knitting related. I don't know. So I told you earlier that my mom and I was winding up yarn. I don't know if you remember, but I made a novice cardigan mohair edition this spring that I unraveled. And I was using one strand of Drops Flora and some mohair that I got on sale. But I didn't want to knit it anymore, so I unraveled the sweater into a cake. And so I had in a cake one strand of mohair and one strand of Drops Flora. I don't know if we've talked about this whip, but this is my terrazzo sweater that I'm using with hand-dyed yarn from Humla Lyckan and the mohair that I got on sale. And I started knitting with the mohair I hadn't used up and wound it into a cake. But then at this point, I needed to unwind those cakes. So I finally, because I'm gonna make my mom knit. I don't want to knit on it anymore. I'm not inspired by blue at the moment, and I want it to be finished for spring. So she's gonna knit the sleeves for me, which is super nice of her. She just got into knitting. Again, I don't know, funny thing, she worked at a yarn store when she was younger, and she knitted all these sweaters for the yarn store. So keeping on the legacy, I don't know. So she's gonna knit the sleeves for me. So what we did was separating. I was in charge of separating the mohair, and she had the Drops Flora. It took 4 hours, and I got 25 grams of mohair out of it, but it's enough to finish the sleeves. The scale says that it's 25 grams of mohair. It's more. I can feel it. I know my mohair, okay? But yeah, so what I'm gonna do tonight is start up a sleeve for her. She doesn't know how to do that yet. I helped her with all the when splitting for sleeves and stuff like that. She's still not comfortable with that, so I am helping her with that. So last night I was organizing and stuff, and I unraveled this Anchor summer top that I casted on 2 weeks ago. So it has a story. I was using, wait, I can bring up the yarn. I don't think it's gonna focus more than that, but Drops Soft Tweed. I bought it off the alpaca sale that Drops was having like a month ago, and I was gonna make the biggest size of a Sophie scarf for myself. But then I ended up buying a store-bought orange scarf that I'm using instead. So I just had that yarn in my stash, and I decided to that I wanted to knit a black top or something, because I don't have anything knitted in black. But as you saw this morning, I'm knitting a cardigan right now in black. So yeah, 2 weeks ago I cast on an Anchor summer top. I did one rib segment, decided I didn't want to do it anymore, unraveled it. Then one night, a week after, so a week ago, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a ranunculus with it. I have the ranunculus pattern. Read through the pattern and realized I didn't have a 6mm 40cm needle. And 3 days later, I was like, you know what? An Anchor Summers top would be nice with it. Casted it on again, knitted 3 rib segments. And then yesterday I was like, you know what? No. So last night I was unraveling that one. One thing that I've been thinking about all summer is a whip. It's my Cumulus top knitted with, I have the yarn here, so oh wait. Knitting for Olive pure silk in the color Pudder, Putty, I think, no, Powder. And I started knitting it this spring so I could have it for summer. It's on 3mm needles, and I cannot do it. I cannot do it. And it was knitting back and forth with like 400 stitches for the V-neck. I was struggling. I don't want the finished object. I never wear V-necks, but I watched all these people knitting off the Cumulus tee this summer. Everyone wearing it, petiteknit especially, but on me, I like these square necklines or the rounded ones. I feel like it looks softer on me. I knew that I wasn't gonna wear it. So for like 2 months, I've been thinking, should I unravel it? Despite all the work I put through getting there, I only had 2 more raglan rows until I attached it in the round. But then I was like, if I do that, I'm gonna still have to knit the entire body and the sleeves just for an I-cord edgings for me not to wear it. But I didn't want to unravel it with all the work I put through it. But last night I did. It's 1 a.m. and I just started a new whip, so I'm a bit stressed about whips that I have, and I've come to the conclusion that one of the whips that I started last week, I don't want to do it anymore. And this whip, this is pretty difficult for me, to be honest, because I put a lot of work into the little progress that I have, but it's my cumulus top. I'm gonna talk about why, but I'm just gonna have to do it. This hurts. When I put this whip away this summer, I wrote on notes all of my raglan increases, and I only have these 2 left. So that's why it hurts, but I've just gotta do it. It's gonna be worth it.
I'll double your pay. You're true talent.
Yeah.
Whatever he's paying, I'll double it.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. Without the V-neck. Could this be my first ever shawl? Cover girl, put the base in your walk. Let's unravel it. I have to try and find the middle of this game so I can unravel it from the other side. And I found a bit right away. So here's my anchor tee that I unraveled. Very proud of myself for this. This is not good ergonomics standing like this, but I don't have a choice. Ooh, scandalous. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I think there's a Rumus blouse or something that is used with pure silk that has a square neckline. I would wear that more. But now I have some summer yarn next year. So, and tonight I'm just gonna keep on knitting on my black cardigan. I'm gonna get some more, maybe drink some more glug. Definitely some tea. Watch leftovers. Good night. See you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It is almost 11 a.m. and I am leaving my house soon. I wasn't planning on doing that, but last night I talked to my mom and we remembered that it's Father's Day in Sweden on Sunday. Now I leave for Stockholm on Sunday, so I won't be able to celebrate it. I haven't told you, but I'm going to see Trixie and Katja, Katarina Petrona Samlochikova, in Stockholm with my best friend, so I'm really excited about that. I'm only in Stockholm for like 3 days, so I don't think I'll bring my camera. Maybe I'll film something, I don't know. But it's Father's Day on Sunday, and I haven't gotten a gift for my father yet. So we're going to this place called nääs fabriker, which is like 30-40 minutes away. I was planning on taking copy dolls there, but I had never been, and I didn't know if it was going to be worth it. I know there's a yarn store there, which I believe Anna, my boss, her childhood friend, he's the owner of that. I don't know, but it's a lot of like wool, you know, like sheep mats and stuff like that. But I know they have like a collaboration with Gontua, which is a yarn store I've been at before, and that they carry her yarns. I'm not buying anything, I'm not looking for anything, but it could be fun to see it. I don't know, it's supposed to be by the water. Like this place, it's kind of like Spinneriet where I work. I don't really know, it's my first time being there, so that's where we're going. And I don't know, I'm just saying that like it would be nice with some like fancy lunch or something. I'm kind of hungry, you know, so maybe we'll do that as well. So I'm just glad I have something to film, because I didn't know what to film today really. I just knew that I wanted to film yesterday and today, so I'm glad we came up with something to do, and hopefully it's like super pretty up there so I can get some nice footage. This is super up close and personal. Hi. Should have taken you on a date first. There we go. And should I bring some knitting? What should I bring? So I do have a Christmas gift, a pair of socks that I could bring, except that it's my mom's Christmas present, so she can't see me working on it. I think I'm gonna bring my sweater number 14 because it's just knitting in the round. If there's a chance of knitting, I'm just gonna bring it. This is my new whip basket, by the way. It has a bunda. It has like it looks like a butt. It looks like a butt, and I love it. She's thick, and she was cheap as well at a thrift store. And she has a little cap to protect it from moths. Hell yeah, they can probably get it. Whatever. Sweater number 14. Let's get in the car.
Podd. Oj! Ja. Du är så söt.
Hej Anna! Det var jättelänge sedan jag såg dig. Eller ja, sådär länge sedan. Men det var jättelänge sedan jag såg dig här. Så att det är dags för dig att komma hit.
Det håller jag med om. My God. Nu får vi vara tysta så att man har musiken också. Tar vi om. We're so white.
It goes round and round in circles, but I'm still on the ground.